Movies Unzipped presents 1994 thriller and mystery movie, Disclosure. So, spoilers ahead, subscribe, and enjoy snacks. At the beginning of the movie, we see Tom with his wife and daughter, who works in a company that makes computer accessories. Tom was going to be promoted today, so he was very excited for her. But when Tom talks about his secretary, she tells that the boss had come to meet her in his office. Tom gets very upset hearing this. He is not sure what the supervisor should discuss. And later at work, however, Tom finds in his new Blu-ray player that the dispatch was about to happen. There have been some problems with this. That Blu-ray player was important on the grounds that their organization was colluding with another larger organization, assuming that if they thought about it, there might be a problem with the blending. So Tom starts thinking about how to deal with the problem. But then an employee shows up and tells Tom that his promotion has stopped, because he found out that the boss was someone outside his staff he was going to post. Tom gets even more upset hearing this, and goes to his boss Garvin's office to talk. When Tom comes over, she sees Meredith sitting there. Sees who was in a relationship with her many years back. Garvin was about to make him everyone's boss after seeing that post. Tom and the rest of the staff don't like this either, because Meredith had no technical knowledge. Garvin then announces to everyone that his boss is Meredith, and now everyone will take over. Garvin says he always wanted his company to have a lady take care of the employee. His daughter had died in his childhood, so Garvin began to treat Meredith as his daughter. And then after the announcement is over, Meredith talks to Tom to discuss something he's going to meet in his office at 7 p.m. When Tom goes to Meredith's office at 7 o'clock, Meredith talks about the past. Work. Tom starts rubbing his shoulders. He had even ordered her favorite wine for him. Here's Tom when he starts talking about business. Meredith gets a call from someone. Seeing this, Tom also said that one of his employees was calling. But in the meantime, Meredith starts kissing Tom and says that she can still come in relation to someone whose details will not be known. The Meredith Tom was getting it done, so Tom gets excited too. After which, when the two were about to get intimate, only then Tom sees himself in the same mirror, so thinks how wrong he was doing. Seeing this, Meredith tells Tom that she treats him like this. Can't go, she will ruin him. But Tom doesn't listen to him and then leaves when an employee named Philip tells him when Tom arrives at the office the next day. Meredith on this sexual assault case, because you were imposed on him the previous day. Tom gets angry hearing this and tells him the whole truth, but here Philip doesn't believe it, and Philip tells Tom that if Meredith wants he will transfer to another branch, so that but no fee will be charged. Hearing this, Tom refuses to go anywhere, because he had never done anything like this. Philip tells Garvin to obey, because Meredith already told her. There could be a problem for Garvin tension in initiating a merger of his company with another company. The same is shown to Tom, whose mail comes to an unknown partner, in which the address of a lawyer was given, so that Tom meets that lawyer, or else his career may be spoiled by sexual abuse in this case. Tom addresses that, but after meeting with the lawyer, he discusses everything. So after the lawyers are all gone, she tells Tom to be prepared for the case. That's when Garvin finds out. Tom wants to fight this case, so he gets worried that there will be no problem in the merger of their company. After that, the discussion takes place on a DVD player. What's the problem with that? So an employee tells that everything is good, but when it came as another country manufacturer, its chip has problem. Those who did the right thing didn't. After this, Tom is in his office room. Then he sees a mail again, in which he was known as Pig. Tom looks like examining the subtleties of that mail after seeing it. Therefore he cannot go on the ground that his entrance has been taken away from him. Had gone. This tells Tom that there are plans to kick him out of the organization soon. And then Tom went to a partner with his partner Susan. Goes to dinner, where his significant other's knowledge disappears. What's going on between Tom and Meredith? After dinner, Susan advises Tom to proceed to apologize to Meredith tomorrow, with the goal that everyone will be fine. Still, Tom here wouldn't totally do that. Susan gets upset after hearing that she did something. And the very next day Tom and Meredith were about to settle down. Where Susan also goes with him. Because she has also been a lawyer. There Tom tells everyone the truth about what happened that day. But here on Meredith's behalf, her lawyer blames Tom. He has sexually assaulted her because he told that he is not happy with his wife. So he wanted to do all that with her. Here Tom's lawyer speaks in defense. Tom was asked for his favorite wine. If you can't find what is near here, Meredith speaks about it. It was just a coincidence. His friend had alcohol. So she brought it. And after such a long debate, this meeting ends here. After this, when the next meeting takes place, Meredith, Tom's character, talks to Tom that bad. He strikes the bum of his female employee. So here's what Tom explains. He is used to this. But he does this not only with women, but also with male employees. But this was not true of Tom. Tom said that such antics were to be used against him. After this, Tom remembers the day they went to Meredith. Then he called his employee. He checks the details. So no run, he sent a voice message to the wrong number. Tom calls to get a copy of the voice message from that friend that was his friend. Tells him to listen. Those things were also recorded in it. That it happened between Tom and Meredith. And then the next day, Tom narrates that voice message to everyone. That Meredith's truth should come to the fore. This made Tom very happy. Long ago the company was about to fire Meredith. But when Tom gets back to his work, he gets another mail that says he shouldn't be too happy, it's not what it looks like. Tom begins to hear Philip's words towards her, after seeing Meredith standing outside the room. Who were still planning to exit the company. This makes sense to Tom. They are going to spoil his presentation the next day and will remove him from the job. So Tom thinks he won't let his presentation spoil. Tom starts checking all the files for the next day. Tom sees he doesn't have access, so he goes to Meredith. Starts checking into the computer that had all the files. But here Tom also watches a video in which Meredith is a plant talking to the manager. Joe first reveals to Meredith himself that Tom had plans to kick him out of the company and that Meredith had problems with his DVD player. Meredith deletes the files before Tom can copy all these files. Tom had nothing now. Due to which he has to prepare for the next day, and after much thought he remembers a plant manager here all the files are backed up. Tom talks to her. And gets it from files. And then the next day Tom tells everyone about the problem with his DVD player. It's all coming because of Meredith, because she did all this to lower her price. Everything else has gone bad. Meredith refuses, so Tom shows up and gives all the evidence. So that everyone can know his truth. And Meredith is fired from the company. Now the merger of both the companies has also become good. After that, when Tom went to his office. So he finds Meredith sitting there. She ruins him by doing whatever she tells him to give up. Hearing this, Tom also says that he still has to deal with it. And then the promotion is announced. So Tom's accompanying employee, Stephanie, gets a promotion. It doesn't make Tom any worse because the emails that were coming to Tom were all that Stephanie was sending him. So that Meredith can be fired from the company and get a promotion. Because he did not get promotion for a long time. And with this the film ends. You can watch one such amazing thriller movie by clicking here. Or a great movie like Joker is here. Thank you.